All right, we have one more selection. It is the very last one. I'm covering it up, but if you guys get this
James.
wrong, okay, I'll
come on.
say it.
I'm about to say LeBron James. Come on.
LeBron James.
LeBron is.
He ain't fooling nobody.
What is this? 23? Oh my goodness.
22nd consecutive NBA All-Star selection.
LeBron James just got selected to another All-Star team, despite playing like he's collecting Social Security checks instead of paychecks. Multiple deserving players got snubbed so the NBA could give LeBron his annual participation trophy. Then he pulled out last minute with a mysterious injury that nobody believes is real. This All-Star selection is a complete joke, and the proof is undeniable. Is LeBron still a legitimate All-Star based on his current play, or is he just getting selected because of his name?
The NBA All-Star reserve list is out or whatever. Kawhi Leonard somehow, some way, is not going to be in the All-Star game, which is just mind-boggling. And, of course, people are making the comparison that his numbers are way better than LeBron's. He's played in more games than LeBron, all those things. It's his home arena, the Intuit Dome, and somehow in Los Angeles. Don't forget, Kawhi is from Los Angeles, too.
Mm-hmm. Riverside, to be exact.
Exactly, right? And he's not going to be a part.
Let's start with the obvious. LeBron James should not have been an All-Star this year. Not even close. But he was selected anyway because the NBA and Adam Silver will bend over backwards to give LeBron accolades he doesn't deserve. Then, in classic LeBron fashion, he pulled out of the actual game at the last minute with a convenient injury. So he gets the All-Star selection on his resume, gets to say he made another team, but doesn't actually have to play.
Is there any part of you that regrets never doing it? And with a procession of people maybe saying they might do it, would it propel you to give it a chance at next year's All-Star game?
There's no part of me that have regrets about not doing it. Obviously, I had a couple moments where I wanted to do it, and it just never worked out that way going into the following season either because of injuries or I just wasn't up for it.
That's the LeBron playbook right there. The 2026 All-Star Game selections were already a joke before LeBron's withdrawal. The entire weekend has become unwatchable garbage. The dunk contest is trash because stars refuse to participate. The skills challenge is pointless. And the actual game on Sunday is so low effort that calling it a game gives it way too much credit. Players literally don't try anymore, and LeBron set that precedent during his era. But let's focus on the specific problem. LeBron taking an all-star spot from someone who actually deserves it. The Western Conference is absolutely stacked this year. There are legitimately great players putting up huge numbers on winning teams who got snubbed because the NBA had to make room for a 41-year-old guy averaging barely positive impact metrics. First name that comes to mind? Alperen Sengun. This guy was a first-time All-Star last year and is having an even better season this year with the Rockets.
Another deflection by Sengun. Picked up by Van Vliet. He gets it back. Oh my goodness, the Celtics win with more.
Sengun is averaging 21 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists with 1.4 steals per game. He's second in the entire NBA in double-doubles. The Rockets are one of the best teams in the Western Conference. By every metric, Sengun is having an all-star caliber season. But he got snubbed because LeBron needed his annual legacy selection. Then there's Julius Randle in Minnesota.
You get the Defensive Player of the Year. Yeah, he might miss a wide-open layup, but he's also going to block shots. And okay, Julius Randle. Randle's got it cooking right now.
This guy has been quietly having a fantastic season. 22 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists per game. And here's the kicker. He hasn't missed a single game this year. Not one. You know what All-Stars are supposed to do? Actually play basketball games. Randle does that. LeBron manages his load like he's a fragile museum artifact. Both Sengun and Randle fit the actual profile of what an all-star should be. They play consistently, their stats are excellent, and their teams are winning. But their last name isn't James, so they don't have rabid fan bases who would riot if they weren't selected. That's the problem. All-star selections have become popularity contests instead of merit-based recognition. Now let's talk about the Los Angeles snubs, because this is where it gets really embarrassing for the NBA.
But if you do a quick Google search, when you search LeBron James All-Star, the top search that comes right after that is, how did LeBron get in over Kawhi Leonard? Because if you mentioned it, Rob, you look down the stats, Kawhi Leonard has him beat on every major statistical category.
Kawhi Leonard is having a career year. He's averaging 27.7 points per game, the highest of his entire career, on absolutely absurd 50-40-90 shooting splits. This is prime Toronto Kawhi showing up in LA. The Clippers are winning. Kawhi is dominating, and he got snubbed for LeBron James. James Harden is also having a better season than LeBron.
8 assists, obviously setting the table, but guess what? He can set his own plate as well. Gets in there and takes the contact.
Harden is averaging 25 points, 8 assists, and 5 rebounds. He's third in the entire league in assists. He dropped 55 points in a game when Kawhi was out. By every measurable standard, Harden is playing better basketball than LeBron this season. But he got snubbed because the NBA needs LeBron's name on that all-star roster for marketing purposes. Take your pick between Kawhi and Harden. Either one deserves the spot more than LeBron. Both are playing at higher levels. Both are more impactful to their team's success. Both are actually healthy enough to play games consistently. But neither of them is LeBron James, so neither of them got the selection. That's not how all-star voting should work, but that's exactly how it works when Adam Silver is running the show. Here's a stat that destroys any argument for LeBron being an all-star. Right now in the NBA, there are 23 players averaging at least 22 points per game, right around LeBron's scoring average or better. Out of those 23 players, 17 were selected as all-stars. So scoring at that level usually gets you in. But here's the problem. Of the 6 players who weren't selected despite those scoring numbers, 5 of them play in the Western Conference. Those 5 Western Conference snubs? Kawhi Leonard, Lauri Markkanen, James Harden, De'Aaron Fox, and Julius Randle. All of them are putting up elite scoring numbers on competitive teams. All of them got passed over. And the common denominator? The NBA had to make room for LeBron James, who isn't playing at the same level as any of these guys. The impact metrics are even more damning. Looking at plus-minus, which measures how much better or worse a team performs with a player on the court, all 5 of those snub players have better numbers than LeBron. Lauri Markkanen is plus 13, Kawhi is plus 11, Harden is plus 2, Randle is plus 1.5, Fox is plus 0.8, and LeBron James, negative 2.6. That's not a typo. LeBron's team performs worse when he's on the court. So let's get this straight. There are 5 guys in the Western Conference who are scoring at elite levels, have better impact metrics than LeBron, are playing more games than LeBron, and are contributing more to winning basketball. But LeBron got the All-Star selection, and they didn't. The math doesn't math unless you understand that All-Star selections for LeBron have nothing to do with actual basketball performance. People love comparing LeBron's late career All-Star selections to Michael Jordan with the Wizards, trying to claim Jordan also got legacy selections he didn't deserve. That comparison is complete nonsense. Let's look at the actual numbers from Jordan's 2002 All-Star season, when he was 38 years old. Jordan's pre-All-Star break numbers that year: 25.1 points, 6.2 rebounds, 5.2 assists, and 1.4 steals per game. He was one of only 2 players in the entire NBA averaging 25 and 5. He was 7th in the league in scoring. The Wizards were 26 and 21, with Jordan missing only 1 game. That's legitimate all-star production from a 38-year-old. Jordan's impact metrics that year? Plus minus over plus 3. Net rating plus 1.4. Compare that to LeBron's negative 2.6 plus minus and negative 2.1 net rating this season. Jordan at 38 was making his team significantly better. LeBron at 41 is making his team worse. Those are facts, not opinions. The only time Jordan got a ceremonial All-Star selection was 2003, his final season, when everyone knew he was retiring. That was the NBA saying goodbye to the greatest player ever. And even then, Jordan at 40 was still impressively productive, just not at the same elite level as 2002. The difference? Jordan announced it was his last season. everyone knew it was a farewell tour. LeBron hasn't announced anything about retiring. As far as anyone knows, he's planning to play next year, the year after that, and probably until he's 50 if someone will pay him. So what's he doing? He's gaming the system by dropping hints that it might be his last All-Star game without actually committing to retirement. That way, he gets the sympathy selection without having to actually retire. It's the perfect scam. Make people think this could be your last All-Star appearance so they don't want to snub you. Get selected, collect the accolade for your resume, then either play and coast through the game with zero effort or pull out with a mysterious injury that conveniently appears and disappears. LeBron has perfected this routine. The injury excuse this year is particularly insulting. Reports say Adam Silver wasn't informed until the last minute and had no time to name a replacement. So LeBron took a roster spot from a deserving player, held on to it until it was too late to give it to someone else, then pulled out. That's selfish behavior that prioritizes his individual legacy over the actual quality of the All-Star game. If LeBron knew he wasn't going to play, and let's be honest, he probably knew well before the last minute, he should have declined the selection earlier so someone else could have that opportunity. But that's not how LeBron operates. He'll take every accolade he can get his hands on, regardless of whether he deserves it or whether it prevents someone more worthy from getting recognized. The longevity argument that LeBron fans always use actually hurts him at this point. 23 years in the league sounds impressive until you realize the last several years have been him collecting checks and accolades while not performing at an all-star level. He's like that employee who's been at the company forever and gets promoted based on tenure instead of current performance. At some point, longevity becomes stubbornness. Michael Jordan knew when to walk away. Kobe knew when to retire. Every great player eventually recognizes when their time is up and exits gracefully. LeBron is clinging to relevance by forcing the NBA to keep giving him honors he no longer deserves. It's embarrassing to watch.
The precedent LeBron has set for All-Star Weekend is toxic. Superstars not participating in the dunk contest? LeBron never did it, so why should anyone else? The All-Star game not mattering and being played with zero effort? LeBron's teams have treated it like a scrimmage for years. All-Star selections going to popular names instead of deserving players? LeBron getting selected over better players because of his brand. Every negative thing about modern All-Star Weekend can be traced back to LeBron's influence and the NBA's refusal to hold him to the same standards as everyone else. He's turned the entire event into a joke, and his selection this year, despite clearly not deserving it, is just the latest example. The advice for LeBron is simple: retire. Sooner rather than later. Every additional year he plays diminishes his legacy instead of adding to it. Every undeserved All-Star selection makes the honor mean less for everyone. Every game he plays at this reduced level reminds people that he's not the player he used to be. Walking away now would preserve what's left of his reputation. But LeBron won't retire because he's too obsessed with accumulating accolades and staying in the spotlight. He'd rather collect unearned All-Star selections and tank his team's performance than admit his time is up. That's not the behavior of someone who cares about the game or his legacy. That's the behavior of someone desperate to stay relevant regardless of the cost. The fake All-Star label isn't just about this year. It's about multiple recent years where LeBron has been selected based on his name instead of his play. It's about a pattern of the NBA protecting his legacy at the expense of more deserving players. It's about All-Star selections meaning less because everyone knows some guys are getting in on reputation alone. LeBron James being an All-Star in 2026 is a perfect encapsulation of everything wrong with how the NBA operates. Merit doesn't matter. Current performance doesn't matter. Impact on winning doesn't matter. What matters is protecting LeBron's brand and making sure he gets every possible accolade before he finally retires. And players like Sengun, Randle, Kawhi, and Harden are the casualties of that priority. LeBron James got another undeserved All-Star selection, pulled out with a fake injury, and screwed over multiple players who actually earned the recognition. The NBA's obsession with protecting his legacy is ruining what All-Star selections are supposed to mean.
If you agree that LeBron is a fake all-star at this point, drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit like and subscribe for more honest basketball takes.